God's advice today. Have you ever felt that God is trying to speak to you, yet in the busyness of life, His signs go unnoticed? This message invites you to pause, reflect, and open your heart. Perhaps this is exactly what you needed to hear today. Watch until the end with openness, and if these words touch you, leave a like, subscribe to the channel, and turn on the notification bell to receive more messages like this. Don't forget to check the pinned comment for a 1-minute prayer and a recommended message to help strengthen your faith even more. God said, "My beloved child, the time has come for you to understand that every step you have taken until now has been carefully guided by my hand. Nothing was by chance, not the twists in the road, not the valleys of pain, nor the long silences that so often made you doubt. In every pause, I was shaping your heart, teaching you to recognize the sound of my voice amid the storms. Now something new begins, not just another passing season, but the unfolding of an eternal plan I designed for you before your existence began. Do you feel that you are ready for a profound change in your life and in the lives of those you love? Sometimes all it takes is a small step of faith to open the doors of abundance, peace, and the blessings that God has already prepared for us. A single minute of prayer can be the beginning of a spiritual journey that transforms the inner world and reflects in the outer one. If you desire to attract more light, balance, and prosperity, both spiritual and material, click on the link pinned in the first comment. There you will find a simple, love-guided practice that will help you connect more deeply with the divine presence in your life. I am the way, the truth, and the life. No one comes to the Father except through me. John chapter 14 verse 6. These words are the foundation of what I am doing in your life. I lead you not to a temporary destination, but to the fullness of the purpose that is born from communion with me. Do not fear the acceleration that is coming, for it is not haste, it is fulfillment. The waiting season matured your faith, and now your spirit is ready to move in the direction of my will. Learn to discern between the noise of the world and the gentle sound of my presence, for in it you will find guidance and rest. Remember where you came from the desert where you learned to trust even when nothing made sense, and keep in your heart that every obedient step is a link that binds you more deeply to mine. Walk, my child, for your tomorrow is already secure in my hands. Comment, I follow the path of Christ and trust in God's direction. My beloved child, from now on I want you to walk with clarity and spiritual sobriety. Your soul is awakening to a new level of sensitivity, and the enemy knows it. He will try to distract you with illusions, doubts, and noise, but I have already surrounded you with a wall of light. No shadow will touch what belongs to me. Remain firm even when the wind blows fiercely, for my presence is your shelter. I will give you discernment to see what is true and to turn away from what only tries to confuse you. With each new dawn, I will send subtle signs, unexpected encounters, precise words, gestures that touch your heart, and through them, you will see my hand at work. You will recognize my voice among all others, and your spirit will distinguish the eternal from the temporary. Do not run in despair, for everything that is yours will arrive at the perfect time. And when the world marvels at your serenity, they will know it is because you walk with the one who never fails. Comment, I remain in God's light and trust in His direction. Trust in the Lord with all your heart and lean not on your own understanding. In all your ways acknowledge Him, and He will make your path straight. Proverbs chapter 3 verses 5 and 6. My child, do not seek approval where I have already confirmed you. Your identity is anchored in my word, not in the human voices that shift like the wind. What I am building in you is unique, and no comparison can measure what is about to unfold. Every delay was a shield, every closed door a form of protection. I have set you apart for a purpose that transcends logic. Do not strive to understand everything with your mind, just trust and walk with me. Wisdom will come like the dawn, soft yet constant, revealing what once seemed hidden. When you feel the weight of waiting, remember that it is in that very place your faith grows and your character is refined. And when you try to measure how far you've come, remember that true progress is the one that transforms the heart before changing the circumstance. Comment: I trust in God's ways and rest in His perfect timing. I do not ask you for perfection, my child, only sincerity. A heart open and willing to listen and surrender is more precious to me than any great achievement. I will guide you gently at the appointed times, send help when your strength runs low, and confirm every step you must take with peace. Learn to rest in what I have already established, for nothing escapes my control. Pride will try to convince you that you must prove your worth, but my love cannot be earned. It is a free, eternal, and unchanging gift. Stay humble, and I will lift you up at the right time. Keep your spirit light, and I will sustain you when the weight of life tries to bend you. The secret of your strength is not in resisting alone but in remaining connected to me, the inexhaustible source of life. When your heart rests in mine, the burden becomes light, and your path is guided by the peace the world cannot comprehend. Comment: I surrender to God's love and find strength in His grace. Did you know that there is an effective method to attract greater financial prosperity? This technique can help transform your deep-seated beliefs and change the way you perceive reality. It had a profound impact on my life, and we would like to invite you to explore this special practice. When we trust that God wants to act in our lives, we gain the courage to ask Him directly. God desires to bless each of us in a unique and wonderful way. That's why it's important to seek His blessings with faith and confidence, believing that He has a special plan for you. If you would like to support our work and the team dedicated to bringing content that inspires and transforms, we invite you to check out our product. The link is available in the first comment, so you can discover how this technique can also help you on your journey. Your contribution helps us continue sharing messages that make a difference. We deeply appreciate your trust and support. The Lord is my shepherd, I shall not want. He makes me lie down in green pastures, He leads me beside still waters. Psalm 23 verses 1 and 2. My dear child, remain close to me, and you will understand that every detail of your journey has been carefully woven by my hands. Nothing is by chance, only purpose. Even when silence seemed your only companion, I was there, sustaining your spirit and preparing the ground for the new that is to come. What once confused you will now begin to make sense. I will grant you discernment to see with the eyes of the Spirit, where faith perceives what the senses cannot. Walking with me is learning to trust the unseen and to rest knowing that my plan never fails. The people who come into your life will not arrive by coincidence but by divine guidance. I will protect your path from misleading influences and open your eyes to recognize what is pure. Even when everything seems silent, remember, my action is constant, even when imperceptible. Comment: I trust in God's presence, even when I cannot see Him. Walk with me, child, and I will fill you with inner strength, hope, and peace. Do not undervalue small beginnings, for it is from humble seeds that the greatest trees grow. Faithfulness in the small things lays the foundation for great miracles. I am present in every moment, in the smile that comforts you, in the gentle breeze, in silence that calms. The kingdom I place within you begins invisibly but will grow beyond anything you can imagine. You are about to enter a season of inner peace, where your soul will learn that there is no need to rush when walking hand in hand with the eternal. There will be contentment in simplicity, and certainty will replace anxiety. Soon you will realize that you were not waiting for something external to happen. You were being transformed to recognize that you already have everything in me. Comment, I rest in God, knowing that His timing is perfect. But those who wait on the Lord shall renew their strength. They shall mount up with wings like eagles. They shall run and not be weary. They shall walk and not faint. Isaiah chapter 40 verse 31. Advance with calm confidence, child. This is not the conclusion of your preparation but the beginning of your calling manifesting. Breathe deeply, lift your eyes, and reaffirm your surrender. What once seemed distant is now becoming reality before your eyes. I, who dreamed of you before time began, will complete what I started. I bring to light what was hidden, manifest what was ready, and set in motion what I have carefully prepared. It is no coincidence, it is the exact time of the promise. The heavenly gears are moving, and what once was stagnant now flows. Your faith has been the code that unlocked this new season. Heaven affirms. Earth responds. This is your time, and I will make it perfect. Comment, I believe that God's timing is unfolding perfectly in my life. Do not be deceived by external pressures. I shape you from within, and what I do in silence is more powerful than what is seen. My intention was never to overwhelm you with responsibilities that are not yours. I free you now from the burdens that made you believe you needed to earn love through performance. You were not created to please everyone but to live in communion with me. I desire to restore your vigor, renew your courage, and reignite the joy that weariness tried to extinguish. The battles you fought were not in vain, each revealed a part of your spiritual strength. Now it is time to live lightly, to move by inspiration and not obligation. I no longer ask for your effort, but for your surrender. Your rest in me will be your greatest testimony. Comment, I surrender to God's care and find strength in His grace. Come to me, all you who labor and are heavy laden, and I will give you rest. Matthew chapter 11 verse 28. I know you deeply, my child. I saw every time you tried to smile despite exhaustion, every time you gave love without return, every time your heart grew weary holding on to what no longer gave life. But I was there, silently observing your faithfulness, and now I come to restore what has been drained. It is time to pause and breathe again. This is not failure, it is a return to the source. Know that being desired does not define your value. Being loved by me is what makes you precious. I call you to leave behind the burden of performance and to live in the fullness of who you are in me. You are valuable, not for what you do, but for what you are, my beloved child. Comment, I am loved by God and find rest in His presence. Now, listen carefully, my beloved child, the time of pretending strength is over. You no longer need to hide your weaknesses or strive to prove your worth. I call you to live in truth, with a free heart and an awakened soul. The fullness I have prepared for you does not come from effort, but from surrender. What I have for your life is not a sequence of duties or human expectations, but a life aligned with your eternal purpose. Breathe deeply and allow peace to take the place of hurry and guilt. Rise with courage, but walk with calm, for the strength that now sustains you comes from me, not from your own hands. Every pause, every tear, every apparent setback has been only chapters of a divine story, woven with love and wisdom. Everything that drained you served to purify you and reveal what truly matters. Now, you lack nothing, for I am your sufficiency. This is the time to live simply, deeply, and authentically, a time to be, not just to do. Walk in the direction of love, for in it resides the fullness of life. And always remember, what begins in me will never end in failure. He who began a good work in you will carry it on to completion until the day of Christ Jesus. Philippians chapter 1 verse 6. What once seemed like the end is, in truth, the beginning of everything. Your weariness is not a flaw, not a weakness, nor a sign of deviation. Your weariness is the silent language of your soul asking to return to the rest of my love. You have carried weights that were never yours, responsibilities the world imposed on you, expectations I never demanded. I saw when you tried to reach a perfection that does not exist, when you believed that stopping was failure, and that resting was disobedience. I saw when, out of fear of disappointing others, you forgot yourself. But now, I come to you not to demand more, but to lighten what burdens you. The time to fight against your own humanity has ended. I do not call you to exhaustion, I call you to communion. I no longer want your relentless effort, I want your sincere heart. The perfection the world demands of you is not the perfection I desire. The perfection I seek is love, and love blooms when you learn to rest in me. My child, your desire to be strong does not need to distance you from rest. I know you have learned to be self-sufficient, to believe that if you stopped, everything would fall apart. But let me tell you, nothing I have built in you depends on your continuous strength, but on your constant trust. What kept you standing was not only your courage, but my invisible hand sustaining you behind the scenes. Now, I am dismantling what prevented you from feeling lightness. The armor that once protected you has also tired you. The voices that said, "Keep going, don't give up," were not always mine, for sometimes I only whispered, "Rest, I'm taking care of it." My purpose is not to prolong your weariness, but to renew your inner being. Know that you are worthy of my favor without needing to prove anything. It is not your productivity that awakens my love, but your vulnerability. In every weakness of yours, my strength is manifested. In every pause you take, my presence is revealed. You do not need to justify your exhaustion before me, for I know every detail of the battles fought within your heart. I saw when you tried to continue even when drained, when you offered kindness without receiving it, when you remained faithful even when misunderstood. And yet, my child, I never asked you to carry everyone's burdens. What you now call duty, I never placed upon your shoulders. It was you who, out of love and care, took on weights that were not yours. But now I say to you, let me carry them. Let me ease the soul that insists on proving its worth. You were not created to live in constant effort, but to flourish in constant grace. I want you to bring me the tired version of yourself, not the one who smiles outwardly, but the one who cries in silence. I want the one who tries to stay calm while feeling close to breaking. I want the real child, the one who feels, who fails, who tires, who fears, because that is the one I love, and that is the one I restore. My beloved child, I am leading you into a time of serenity that does not depend on circumstances. It is a peace that arises from within, a stillness the world cannot understand. I do not only want to relieve your shoulders, I want to transform your way of living. Many have taught you that faith is made only of endurance, but I teach you that faith is also made of surrender. Surrender to my presence, and you will discover a rest that effort cannot produce. I am closing a long season of striving and opening a new one of wholeness. You will no longer need to run to keep everything in order, because I am the very order of your path. What once seemed endless now begins to dissolve. What you believed would be your eternal cross, I am removing. And I do not return you to the battle, I call you to restoration. Now, the burden you will carry will be light, and the yoke you will feel will be sweet, for it will be made of peace. My child, I did not choose you for what you can do, but for who you are. You were seen, loved, and set apart before the world ever demanded results from you. I did not give you gifts to overwhelm you, but to make you a reflection of my love. You are more than your productivity, more than your accomplishments. You are the breath of my spirit in human form. What I seek in you is not performance, but presence. I do not want an exhausted servant, I want an awakened child. And so, in this time, I restore your sensitivity. I want to teach you to live without hurry, to love without fear, to serve without losing yourself. I want you to learn to say no without guilt and to understand that rest is also an act of faith. The world taught you that worth is found in doing. I teach you that worth is found in being. Do not let the noise of demand drown out the sound of my tenderness. I chose you because I found in you a heart capable of loving even when wounded, and it is that heart that I now fully restore. Listen to me, child, your faithfulness has not gone unnoticed. I saw every time you kept going, even when tired. I saw when you helped, even when empty. I saw when you supported others, even without support. But I do not want you to keep merely surviving. I want you to start living abundantly. You no longer need to keep up appearances, you can simply be. Your rest will be your prayer. Your silence will be your praise. I am leading you back to the origin, where love did not need to be earned, where your worth was evident simply because you existed. Return to that place within you, for there I wait for you. There I embrace you. There, finally, I restore you. And when you feel the weight trying to return, remember, I am your rest. I am your peace. I am your home. My beloved child, listen closely, for I am unveiling before you a new rhythm of life, one born not from striving, but from sacred rest. You have spent long seasons giving, pushing, and proving, until the weight of the world became heavier than the joy of living. But I have been near through it all, guiding every unseen moment when you thought I was silent. I saw your heart trying to hold the fragments of broken dreams, trying to offer light even when you felt emptied. Now I say to you, your time of depletion has ended. The soil of your spirit has absorbed enough tears to nourish something entirely new. You will see doors open not as a return to old places, but as passages leading into the fullness of your healed self. Wholeness does not rush, it unfolds, gently, quietly, like dawn revealing what the night tried to hide. And I am that dawn, bringing light where confusion once lived, bringing calm where fear once whispered. My child, everything that once exhausted you is losing its grip. You are not being rebuilt to perform more, but to live more truthfully. You will soon sense that what once drained you has no power anymore, for I am transforming even your perception of effort into grace. Do not look for me in loudness or spectacle. I dwell in the quiet alignment of your heart. I speak not with thunder, but with presence, constant, unwavering, patient. The way you see yourself is changing, and this change will redefine your relationship with everything around you. You will no longer measure your worth by what you produce, but by how deeply you abide in peace. I am teaching you to interpret stillness not as inactivity but as sacred alignment. It is from this place that I restore your vision. You will begin to discern beauty in simplicity, purpose in pauses, abundance in what once seemed small. You are learning that healing is not the absence of movement, but the rhythm of divine awareness flowing through your days. This is not about escaping the world, but about living within it from a higher center, one that cannot be shaken. My beloved, you are stepping into the kind of understanding that comes only after the storm, when the air is clear and the horizon expands. What once confused you now becomes a mirror of revelation, showing how deeply I have worked within you. You will not just overcome, you will overflow. There were moments when you believed your love went unnoticed, when your efforts to be kind or faithful seemed unseen. But I tell you, every act of compassion, every prayer uttered in secret, every choice to love despite pain, has been written into eternity. I watched your quiet endurance when no one applauded, and now I say that I am pouring grace into the very spaces that once felt hollow. What once seemed like absence will become abundance. My blessing will not appear as fleeting applause, but as a steady radiance, the peace that lingers after the noise fades. You will sense it in the ease with which you breathe, the calm with which you approach your days. My spirit will rest upon your work, not to increase your pace, but to deepen your impact. For influence without peace is emptiness, but peace with purpose transforms everything it touches. I am not calling you back into the exhaustion of performance, but into the serenity of presence. This is not about being seen, but about being filled. From this stillness will flow the quiet power that changes lives. It will not draw attention to you, but it will leave traces of light wherever you go. Now that I have begun revealing the signs of your renewal, I desire to teach you how to sustain this peace as a way of being, not just as a temporary state. You are not being given a brief pause before another cycle of exhaustion. You are being initiated into a new cadence of existence. I did not merely remove what drained your soul, I am imparting the wisdom to protect what I have restored. The first lesson in this sacred rhythm is preservation, safeguarding the stillness within. Let no noise of fear or distraction invade the sanctuary I have built in your heart. When agitation arises, pause. When your body tightens, breathe and invite me into that moment. Wholeness means allowing my spirit to guide even the smallest decision. Let your choices be measured not by urgency, but by alignment. If peace leaves you, stop and seek me before proceeding. You are not meant to rush anymore, you are meant to flow. Learn to arrange your time not around pressure, but around presence. Fill your days with space for reflection, for gratitude, for silence. These are not luxuries, my child, they are necessities for the soul that has been healed. To love others does not require that you lose yourself. My beloved, devotion does not equal depletion. You were never meant to prove your worth through exhaustion. I never asked you to earn my affection through effort. My love for you is the ground beneath all rest, unconditional, steadfast, unearned. So, open your heart to receive it without striving. Let the stillness of my presence become the well from which your compassion flows. Take time to withdraw from noise and return to the quiet where I dwell within you. There, you will remember that peace is not passive, it is power contained in gentleness. It is what allows you to move through the world without being consumed by it. Begin each morning by inviting me into your awareness, not as duty, but as delight. You need not recite perfect words, only offer your silence, your sincerity, your breath. Before the day becomes full, meet me in that sacred space. Even a few moments of true connection will sustain you through what lies ahead. Do not underestimate the strength found in calm beginnings. For it is in stillness that I whisper the directions your soul needs most. These moments of communion, quiet, consistent, intentional, will become the pillars of your inner life. When the day tries to draw you back into chaos, this time with me will remind you who you are. It is not the outer actions that define your faithfulness, but the inner posture you maintain through them. When anxiety tries to return, answer it with reverence. When sadness comes, lift your heart toward hope. When weariness approaches, remember that rest is not retreat but renewal. You are learning to live not as one trying to survive, but as one already whole. You are moving from effort to embodiment, from constant doing to sacred being. I am with you, guiding each heartbeat back into rhythm with eternity. Let peace be your foundation, gratitude your language, and presence your daily prayer. For I am not somewhere distant waiting to be found. I am within, speaking softly through the calm. My child, this is the promise. Your life will no longer be defined by what you endure, but by what you embody, wholeness, serenity, and divine purpose. From this new rhythm of peace, everything you touch will flourish naturally, for you are finally aligned with the still, sacred heartbeat of creation itself. With love, God. I hope this message has been an inspiration to you. If it touched your heart, write Amen in the comments and share it with someone who also needs to hear this word. I invite you to click on the first comment, where you will find a special prayer and a suggestion to strengthen your spiritual journey. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel to receive more inspiring content like this. See you tomorrow.